Here are some of the weather headlines we are following. Mainly sunny, dry conditions. That's kind of been the case over the past few days, and that's going to continue to be the case as high pressure firmly in control of our weather. So it's going to remain pretty quiet and dry. We certainly could use some rainfall because we haven't had much in the way of measurable rainfall, at least widespread rainfall, over the past couple of weeks. We're now watching one area in the tropics. Hurricane Center gives us a low chance of further development. If you remember yesterday, there was nothing out there, but starting to watch this area in the eastern Atlantic. At this point, if you like the numbers, about a 30% chance of further development. But August 20th through October 10th, historically the most active part of hurricane season, about 2/3 of all activity occurs in this time frame. So we're going to be watching this area as it is expected to kind of develop into maybe something over the next 7 days. Yesterday was the average peak of hurricane season, so on average the activity would decrease, but we're expecting a little bit more activity as we do move through the rest of September. And where that area is located that National Hurricane Center is watching, that's the area that you do typically watch for September storms. You notice that red area there, that's where most of the activity is in September. The Saharan dust is starting to kind of decrease, so the activity likely to increase as we do go through the next couple of weeks. Hurricane season has been, well, we'll say busy, but we've had 6 named storms so far. Keep in mind the strongest storm was Aaron. It was a Category 5 storm, and so far that's the only hurricane to develop so far this season. When we do have our next named storm, it'll be called Gabrielle. Our last named storm was Fernand, and there's Aaron, powerful Category 5 hurricane at one point. Pollen season, very long season in South Carolina, kind of like hurricane season, but ragweed and grass is causing you some problems if you are suffering at this point in this medium to high range, both today and tomorrow. Yesterday, we did hit a high temperature of 82 degrees at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport, a little bit below our average of 87, and we've been talking about how dry it's been. Haven't had any measurable rainfall at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport since Saturday when we picked up nearly a ½ inch, but there were many locations that didn't get any of that much needed rainfall. As far as temperatures are concerned over the last 14 days, Friday we did have a high of 94 degrees. Saturday was pretty hot before those showers and storms developed. 93 degrees was the daytime high. Just mentioned that high of 82 degrees yesterday. It was 80 on Tuesday. The record high for today, 98. That was set 110 years ago, 1915. Record low, 46 degrees. And the record rainfall, 2017, over 3 inches of rain. And did look it up. It was associated with Irma that moved through and brought some rainfall. Matter of fact, the record rainfall for the Columbia Metropolitan Airport was set thanks to Irma on this day in 2017. UV index still very high because we do expect mainly sunny skies. Will kind of fly through this forecast because it's going to be dry. No real opportunity for any rainfall. Those winds will continue out of the north anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles per hour as we do go through the rest of your Thursday. Looking ahead towards Friday, more of the same. We'll enjoy those sunny skies with a few passing clouds. Do expect mainly sunny skies on Saturday. This is the rainfall forecast from the Weather Prediction Center. There may be some trace amounts of rainfall along the coastal region, but very dry conditions, including today with those highs generally in the mid 80s. Once again, the breeze coming out of the northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, helping bring down that drier air. Lows tonight falling into the upper 50s and lower 60s. If you do have football plans, a lot of football games going on this weekend. Heading over to Atlanta as Clemson takes on the Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech kickoff at noon. Temperature is probably around 80 degrees, a little bit closer to home. Bethune-Cookman at South Carolina State taking on the Bulldogs, 6 o'clock with temperatures in the lower 80s. And then over towards the Grand Strand, Coastal Carolina, East Carolina coming into town, 75 degrees for that 7:30 kickoff. And Vanderbilt at South Carolina, the Commodores and the Gamecocks, 7:45 kick with temperatures in the mid 70s, mostly clear skies. Here's our 7-day forecast. Mostly clear today, mostly sunny tomorrow. And then as we do look ahead towards Saturday, we'll say mid 80s, upper 80s on Sunday, near 90 degrees on Monday, upper 80s to near 90 on Tuesday, and pretty seasonable by Wednesday. Myrtle Beach forecast. Can't rule out a little bit of rain today. Small chance of rain. Weekend's looking pretty good though, with those highs in the low 80s in Charleston. Isolated activity for the beginning of the next work week. And there is at least a moderate risk for rip currents along the coastal region of South Carolina. It looks pretty good for the Grand Strand, and then looks like a little bit of a moderate risk up towards the Outer Banks of North Carolina as well. Mid 80s Saturday for Greenville. We'll go 87 degrees on Sunday. And as we do look ahead, this is 8 to 14 days out, warmer than normal conditions, September 18th through September 24th. And during that same time frame, it looks like we'll be pretty close to average rainfall amounts and a little bit drier than normal if you look out towards parts of Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. So looks like close to normal rainfall in our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook.